Hello, everybody. You're watching Hard Rock Nation. Let's try something here. Let's see what happens. If you undo this here and be very careful with the input by muting it. Okay, now we're muted. What we're gonna try, let me put my guitar down here so I don't damage it. Watch Hard Rock Nation, by the way. Here, we're doing some routing. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna plug this stuff. One's gonna be in the right mono. One's gonna be in the left stereo. One's gonna be return. This one's going to be the send. This one right here is going to be that, and then that. I'm like using like 10 cables. It's nuts. And then we got, all right, so now let's take a look here. See if I get any sound out of it. Maybe stereo. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to unmute the speaker. Now we're going to turn the volume pedal up just a tad. Let's maybe go back to the green back here. Oh, thanks for watching. You're watching
Hard Rock Nation.
let me boost you all up a little bit. There you go. Let's do some minor adjustments once again here. The other effect pedal seems to always cancel out. I don't know why. Eat that. Very weird. Ah! Always have to bend down. It's hard on a young man. You wouldn't think it. Can't breathe because of my belly buster. There's that. There's that. I'm using like 10 cables. It's nuts. Alright, so now we got that. Cool. Great. We got a bunch of new subscribers here. Thanks, appreciate it. So what we're gonna do. This is a guitar, by the way. And now you're gonna turn the volume pedal up and see what happens. Alright, so we're going to go to effect here. We're going to turn our send and return on. I think that was our whole problem the whole time. We didn't have send and return on. Alright, so we got to switch it around here. Because you got to use the send and return jacks the correct way. If you do it the wrong way, well, it ain't going to work. So, here we go. JBL 1, JBL 2. Now, we should have volume. There you go. Now we got the speaker coloration I was trying to get. I guess that's what happens when you turn one off and one on. Alright. So we're using two cabinets. We're using a 4x12 Celestion cabinet with the G1265 speakers loaded in it. Then we're using a second one with a Celestion G12M greenback. So we got greenbacks and we got the G1265, the two best speakers of all 80s metal. Here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it on preset mode on our IR pedals. That way we can go to the GT G12 100, which is a full range. So, Marshall amp, this is what it sounds like. This is what it sounds like when you turn the speaker emulation off. I prefer it with the speakers on. So there we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to write this preset and initialize it. We're going to turn this into our own. So, my favorite amp of all time for clean tones is the JC120. Check it out. And this is going to be a dual amp mode here. Since preset 1 is a clean tone, we got to make it. And I'm bringing you all along the ride. How fun is that? We like to have some spread, so we'll give that at 45. Then this is the plain Jane clean tone. I think you want to have the Raven on for that. Alright, so system. So we're going to turn the gain down to 20 on both amps. Turn the level up to 70 on both amps. T-comp, we want that max for the tube compression. If you wanted to know what T-comp is about, it stands for tube compression. So, gain 20, level 70. Cleans the guitar tone up a little bit because everything's to this, like this, like this. So, you gotta set everything. What are your favorite amp settings to use? More specifically referring to the clean tone. I might use it. You know what I'm saying? I might use your clean tones and make my own. Alright. So we're going to go on with my settings here. Putting the bass 65, middle at 45, treble, we're going to max that, and presence, we're going to max that. Bright switch is off, gain switch is going to be on low. I'll do the same thing for preamp number 2. Middle 45, treble 100, presence 100, bright switch off, gain low. And since you turned it on the low gain switch, you need to boost the preamp volume a little bit. We're going to keep that at 90. So, this is the new settings here. This is what a rack sounds like with 0. We're almost to the rack position. You got to turn the speaker off to do it. So this is 50% rack. It's dry effects. Not bad. But the next step to the preset is turning the speaker type off. So we're going to do that on both amps. We're using a Dynamic 57 microphone on both, and we're keeping the microphone in the center of the speaker. And the direct mix of the microphone, we're going to turn that up to 40 on both amps. Alright, so this is preamp B and A combined together. This is what a rack sounds like. So that's basically the tone, pretty much dry. Pretty much, I mean, as dry as you're going to get. So turn the USB all the way over here. Do this all the way over here. Effects 1's all the way over here. Delay is going to be all the way over here. Send and return. And that's all the way over there. Compressor is going to be right in front of the effects 1. Send and returns on. And that's that. Alright. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this preset into the best possible preset you could imagine by adding effects. So the sustain on the compressor is going to be way up. Attack is going to be way down. Level, we're going to kind of keep that neutral. Tone, we're going to boost that just slightly. And we're going to move the noise suppressor to the front of the compressor, I believe. We're going to kind of have the threshold up. Now you see why the compressor is so important. It really starts making it sound like a rack. Awesome. And now effects 1, we're going to change that to a limiter, the second most important effect of the rack sound. We're going to have that limiter right at 50 with the release at 0. And here we go. Now this is with the limiter and a boosted signal on the limiter. Just a little bit. That's the limiter. Might need to turn the level up on the limiter a bit. Now, this is where the tone comes alive. You're going to use a flanger, I believe. So let's put it on flanger. Turn the rate down pretty low. Depth goes up pretty high. Resonance, you kind of get that below medium. And the manual is a little bit above medium. Separation, you want that to be a little bit above the halfway mark. And then the effect level, you want that to be up to about 70%. With a direct mix set to 0. And now this is the settings that we use for the flanger on the GT100 and to achieve the rack sound added with the chorus pedal, but we'll get to that. So here we go. Very chimey. But I think the depth is maybe a little high, so let's turn the depth down to like 75 here. That way we get some swirl, but it's not as extreme. Yeah, that's a lot better. Hold on a second. Let's tune up the low note because I like to use it in drop C sharp. That's like the best tuning because it's E flat with drop D added to it, basically. So, tune up with it. And here we go. See, it already sounds almost just like it. And we haven't even added the chorus yet. Alright, we got somebody commenting here. Cool flower. Maybe you could bring the flowers, then you could open the live. I don't know. The second time I see you, yeah. Every Saturday. I try to do it every Saturday. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do it at 2:30 because I was just plain out busy. But I made sure I was on live. So, thanks for watching. But we're trying to get the tone of an 80s rack. Right now we're working on Lady Wore Black by Queensryche. No chorus. This is just flanger only. Flanger only. And limiter and compression. And a clean amp. That's it. That's it. And the speaker type simulation, all speakers are basically off, so it's direct amp only. Now let's add a chorus pedal. So here we go. Stereo 2 on the chorus. Maximum chorus. When you got the chorus on and you got stereo speakers like I got back there, see those two things? Those are stereo. And you got to have the pre-delay at max 40 milliseconds, low cut 50, high cut 10, direct mix max. So this is just flanger only. I'm going to strum a chord, just flanger. Awesome, but not awesome enough. Chorus and flanger, limiter, compressor, and a clean amp. JC120. Wow. That's almost, you know what? That's as close. End of story. That's as close as you're gonna get. That's no reverb yet. You gotta add reverb. But here we go. Very cool. Now EQ, gotta have EQ. So you turn the low gain down a little bit, and you boost. The highs on a rack are insane. Just like, you can't get no really much more treble unless you have a rack unit. Alright. So now you'll see what I'm talking about. That's pretty bright, so we might turn that down just a tad. And maybe the compressor pedal might need a little bit more volume. And effects 2. We'll turn the manual down a little bit. We'll keep the manual at about the same on the flanger as the resonance. Let's see how that changes the swirliness of it. Awesome.
This makes it awful hard for him to get it up there, but I think what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. You know what? I think let's turn some levels down here so we're not having have a ton of, you know, noise suppression, because noise suppression can kill the notes on your guitar. You want to have a decent amount of sustain going on, and you don't want to feel like you have to have that noise suppressor up so high. So we're turning the preamps to just like we have, and we're gonna have the master setting with the patch level boosted up to like 52. Actually, up some higher. We got the patch level maxed here. I think maybe the gain switch needs to be at medium. It gives us more volume on our preamp without having to blast the patch level. Let's make the return level and send level. Let's boost those, because this patch needs it. Wow, it almost forces you to boost everything. Hey, I know how to fix this problem. You go to your total here, and instead of the main output level being at -10, you boost it to +4. Ah, see? There you go. Now it's the right one. That's pretty good. Now we can actually live with it. And let's turn the flancher off. Yeah, I like the flanger off. Compressor pedal and everything like that is going to be turned to 70%. And there you go. And maybe what we'll do is we'll turn the gain switch to low. But what we'll do instead is we'll raise the gain of the actual preamp up to 45. Now we got volume. It really does sound like a studio rack. I mean, that's darn close. That's such an awesome song. You should check it out. Lady Wore Black by Queensryche. All right. Now we're going to adjust levels by simply turning some things down, like for example the compressor. And we're going to turn also the limiter down just a tad. And we'll just use the volume of the speaker. Epic, plain and simple. Got any tips? Don't argue. Because if you're starting a new band, try to be as good as possible when it comes to being nice to your fellow individuals. Because I noticed that even the greatest bands in the world, like Kiss, have separated for simple things like that. So, be nice to other people. That's all I can say. Alright, so... Right now we're in the middle of creating a preset. Trying to get the sound of a rack unit as close as possible. Lots of editing today. Send and return, we're putting that down low. We're boosting the volume of our pedals here. Now let's check it. Alright. Man, the amount of trouble I'm going through just to get this right is wow. I don't like having the gain switch on like that. Putting both preamp levels at 30. Okay. We're in stereo mode. Door here. let's bring the patch level to 150. Not bad. We can handle that. Now reverb. Let's give it a hall reverb. Tons of reverb time. Pre-delay. Let's put that right at 50%. Effect level. Let's put that at like 85. Because why? We're crazy and we love reverb. Alright. Without reverb, rack studio sound. With reverb, rack studio sound. Now, I will say maybe a little bit less time on the reverb because it doesn't become muddy because of how bright the tone is. But dude, let's be a little bit more conservative. And that's good enough for a clean tone. We'll write that and name the patch later. Now we're going to move to a distortion tone here. We're going to make the send and return level down to 20, just like we should. Turn the down. Actually, we're going to write this preset and initialize it so that we have a blank slate. And now we're going to do the same thing I just stated. 20. 20. Here we go. Now, blank slate for a distortion tone. So, first things first is distortion tone. We will be using 2 amps for the distortion tone. Send and return needs to be lower though. So let's put that to 10. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to switch our presets on our effects pedals here to our Celestion IRs instead of the bypassed one. So first preamp is going to be an Orange Rocker Verb, one of my new favorite amps of all time. Orange Rocker Verb, bass settings, this is what it sounds like. Yeah, it'd be a good idea. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat very much. I'm pretty busy trying to create this preset in record timing. I got like 4 presets to do, so bear with me here. So that's an Orange Rocker Verb bass setting. And now, for the other tone that goes with it, we're going to use a Rectifier Vintage. Same amp settings on the gain being 90, T-comp being 10, and level being 40. Let's see what's all been said. Oh man, your drummer sprained his ankle recently. Dude. Yesterday I bought 2 mics and a speaker. 20 seconds, okay. Yeah. What kind of speaker is it? So let's go with our favorite amp settings. Bass, cranked. Middle, scooped. Treble, almost cranked. Presence, midway point. Same for the orange amp. Bass, cranked. Middle, 45, which is slightly scooped. Treble, almost cranked. Presence, midway point. And this is the actual preamp settings for both amps. Might want to use headphones because it has the best sound for your money here. Direct mix, we turn that up to 50. Custom. Direct mix. Alright, so this is what we got now. Cool. Now the rest of it, speaker type. I love to have 15-inch speakers. Gotta have 15-inch speakers and 8 of them. And since I'm using 2 amps, I actually have 16 15-inch speakers pushing air. Now that is intense. You can imagine what that feels like. Cool. So now our tone is starting to shape up a little bit. So our EQ settings here, let me arrange that. I love to scoop the mid, increase the mids on the EQ. And really have a lot of, I love to have a lot of treble, but a lot of bass at the same time. some. I think that would be Bark at the Moon. There's some Ozzy since you kind of wanted some. I'll definitely do some on his anniversary that you talked about. All right, so. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to do my favorite part of all guitar tone. Adding the chorus pedal. I love it when you add the chorus pedal because it turns your guitar tone from sounding not bad to amazing. and that's the only pedal in my eyes that actually does it. Other pedals are pretty awesome, but they're just there for added effect. A chorus pedal, can't live without it. It's just too dry for me. So this is the dry tone. Pretty good. Sounds mean enough to be considered a great rhythm tone. But then you add the chorus pedal, and now all of a sudden it's filled with wonderfulness. You know, we've been using a single amp this whole time. Let's turn on the second amp. Hold on a second. Before I play that part, let me turn on a harmonizer. Here we go. It kind of goes like that. That's basically how that goes. And then one last thing to finish this video off and have an amazing day afterwards. Is to add a reverb pedal. Similar settings to the way I had the, the clean tone that we discussed. And here you go. we got the microphone on here. Now we can do some singing. Let's give it a little bit more behind the microphone so we can actually hear ourselves a little better. Here we go. Now we're good. Oh yeah. You never realized something I used to. You can't find what you're looking for. Can I find myself, or am I all alone? accept yourself, don't speak. You're so far away. You don't accept yourself away from me. You're alone and I am too. I will survive you away from me all the time. You accept yourself as mine. Never fall away, never fall away. You already know me now, and you accept yourself as now. You can accept yourself against me. You are alone and I come to say these things. I come to say these things. Mine. That was one of my songs, but thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I kind of went a little crazy on that song. But yeah, I made a couple patches with y'all today. And I guess I'll talk to you later. I definitely got to do a lot more routing because I just got a few new splitters. And it's completely different what I got to do now. And I kind of messed myself up on that. But I will definitely be back with you next week and a few times this week if I have enough time. Thanks, I appreciate it. I hate to say it, but you kind of caught me at the end of my live video. If you don't mind, since you really liked it, I'll do another song for you, but I gotta go after that. Because it's getting a little long, the live video is. But yeah, let me turn this patch up, and we'll get right to another video. So there we go. You don't know me very much, but I feel like I have seen you 1,000 times, 1,000 times in my head, dreaming about you from the very end. You will warm up to me, I hope. All the people I see like you never seem to change me. You have. All the people I have seen never seem to change me anyways, but I know you have. You The story continues, but without me and you, I can't seem to as big as my name on it. And yours too. And that's the song, man. Please subscribe if you haven't already. That would be really helpful to subscribe. I'm trying to get more subscribers, so. But that was basically the sound of the GT100, the IRs, the FS6, and the JBLs back there. You can kind of see it, but that one and that one working together. But man, I appreciate you watching, and I will definitely have another live video between 2:30 and 3 o'clock next, like always. Till then, see y'all later. Bye.